How to grow out an undercut. That is what we're talking about today. And yes, some of you may have an undercut still. And an undercut, is basically where all the hair underneath, the majority of hair, is cut like this. Kind of a classic undercut we've seen for many, many years. And I still to this day get questions from people, how do I grow out my undercut? Do I cut all this? Do I leave it? Well, here's the thing. Let's just think about this. As your hair is growing in on the sides, what is going to happen to this? All of this is going to continue to grow. So let's just say that your hair grows an inch on the sides. Well, guess what? All this hair is going to grow an inch as well. Let's just say that your hair grows 3 inches here. This will grow 3 inches as well. So the key is that it's not just one area that's growing. If you're trying to grow this out, the whole head is growing. Everything on your head is growing out. So what I suggest doing is and this really depends on the haircut that you want. If you want to have a hairstyle that has some layers to it, that's fine. But keep in mind, all of this hair needs to grow in. What I suggest doing is getting regular trims to where as this gets longer and longer, right, maybe just have it trimmed. Cut maybe ½ an inch every, month and a half, 2 months, 3 months or so. Cut it ½ an inch off and just keep trimming this till all of this starts to match up. Then what happens is as the top starts to get long enough the sides get long enough, you can then have it connected to where this may be about 2 inches long, and then this can then have more hair cut off because it will blend in through the sides. Again, it all really, really depends on the haircut that you want. If you want to have a hairstyle to where, let's just say you want the top to be really, really long, and you want to have maybe something that's like down to here or so, right in the front, you want to have more of like a, kind of longer, medium length, layered hairstyle, a flow haircut that has a lot of length, you just got to let your hair grow. It's the same concept. The sides and the back, all of this hair underneath here needs to grow longer. So just think of it with common sense. So as this keeps growing, this is going to keep growing. I always suggest cut the top when the sides are long enough to where it starts to look like it blends in a bit more. Because if you continue to grow all this long and the sides are really, really short, you're just going to have a very long top. Now, if you are okay with having a super long top and your priority is like, I don't care about this, I'm gonna let this grow, I don't want to lose any length, I want my hair in the front to be, down to my lip as soon as I possibly can, and you want all this hair to get really, really long, then grow it, fine, just keep growing it and growing it. Keep in mind though, however, once this gets long enough throughout the sides and the back, this is going to be way too long. It's going to be so far off balance between everything else that you're going to have to cut this at some point. So grow it as long as you can tolerate it, right? And then maybe get it evenly matched up. And then as the rest of it grows and a bit more of a balanced shape, then you can actually have something to where it's a bit more even, right? Something that's going to have an easier grow out process. Now, lastly, who do I suggest going to for something like this? Do I suggest a barber? Do I suggest a hairstylist? All I can say is it's really tough. If you have a barber or let's just say a barber who really understands haircut shapes, and in all honesty, all they're doing is just, you're not even going in that often. Just let the sides grow out. You're maybe going in like once every couple of months to get this trimmed as you're growing this. A hairstylist is the same thing. As long as the hair professional understands what is going on, it does become like a bit of reconstructive surgery. I always say that when I would see clients, if I'm doing something that needs a specific type of process or grow out phase, I look at it as it's reconstructive surgery. I have to look at it very tactically. And yes, that's my approach to how I cut hair, very tactically and strategically. If you're going to someone who doesn't really understand that, then I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. But if you do go to somebody who really understands, then you found the right person. So
Let me know if you are growing out your undercut, and I hope this video comes in handy for you, and that's a really popular question I get all the time. If you want to understand more about haircut shapes, which is almost just as important as understanding the face shapes, haircut shapes are really important. I created ebooks. They're downloadable PDF ebooks, one for men's hair and one for women's hair, of understanding haircut shapes, and they're only $10 each. That's it. Extremely affordable, very cheap, and you're going to get a lot of value and learn a lot in these ebooks. So check them out right here. You can purchase them right down below where it says view products, and also check out my hair care, shop.thesalonguy.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.